All right. Welcome everyone on my YouTube channel out there in the world. Lotus Dawn here. I haven't been on in quite a bit, so thank you for joining me tonight. There's a lot going on the world, in the world. I don't know if you've noticed as we head into this January 20th here in the United States. Oh man, every time I open the live on YouTube, the window opens simultaneously and starts playing. So we got double lotuses. Okay, so I am in Los Angeles. I'm about 30 minutes from the epicenter of where the fires were. And so the last 2 weeks have been very stressful. And the last week, I finally decided to take matters into my own hands as the fires were not letting up and the wind was also not letting up. And I live east where in the Canyon Country where the wind is very strong. And so about 3 days ago, I decided to do something called a land clearing. And I'd come across this concept 10 or 15 years ago simply because I ran across a book in a free pile. Anyone ever had that happen where you found a book just out of nowhere? Yeah, and you're just going, what is going on? So I'm going to share my screen. I have some wonderful participants, Magali and Tyson, both joining me. Magali, you're up in Canada, so you're up in the north. Tyson, where are you located?
I'm in Southern Illinois, about an hour south of St. Louis.
Okay, so you're like in the heartland of the
Yep.
United States, and I'm in California. So that is actually a really nice beginning amount of people coming together for this, which is going to activate the energy of what we're going to do tonight. So you've done energy work before, right? We've done energy work before together. We've done energy clearing. This is like taking our personal energy clearing and amplifying it a lot or really a lot, depending on how big you want to go. Okay. And the world is in a really interesting space right now. And I would say a lot of that has to do with what people are thinking and how people are thinking and how much fear is being pumped out into our society via the news and the media. And so I came across this book about 15 years ago, and they talked about land clearing. And they talked about the fact that the land is a lot like our bodies. Just like when we're exposed to negative energy, we absorb it sometimes, right? We take it on. Like if we walk into a room where there's bad energy, sometimes like, whoa, like, oh, dense, heavy, like what is that? And then we're, clearing ourselves off and cleansing ourselves from it, right? That happens to the land. Isn't that interesting? And so what I learned in this book is that the rain actually isn't enough to cleanse the land because it goes so deep down that one of the reasons we have intense weather, like landslides and fires and earthquakes, is a means to cleanse and purify the land of all of the negative, toxic energies and emotions that have been stored there. Whoa. So I learned this about 15 years ago. And I started doing land clearings. They recommend, you want to do it every day because think about in your own house, anytime you have a negative thought, anytime you have a negative feeling, anytime if you have children, there's a temper tantrum, or there's tears, or there's screaming, or there's fighting. And then if you go back and rewind it through time, our ancestors and what they went through, what has happened on our land? Yeah, it's a lot to take in. And so you don't have to do it all in one day, but knowing this method can be incredibly helpful, especially if something like a fire comes up and you're wanting to protect your land, right? You're wanting to make sure your house doesn't burn. And the question I would ask is, why is it that some houses burn and others don't? Now, there's all kinds of ideas about this, and I'm not going to go into that. But if we go back in time before smart meters and before directed energy weapons, why is it that some places would burn and others would not? Could it be possible that it has to do with the energy of the home, the energy of the land, the energy of what has happened on that piece of land and in that home? Is it a really high vibration? Has it been filled with love and laughter and joy and family and good energy? Or has there been stress and tension and pain and trauma? And so, isn't it amazing to finally have a tool that we can use to clear our properties, to clear our land, and it also clears our bodies? Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So, the last 2 days, I was at my wit's end with the wind. And you've probably seen me posting on Facebook, like, please pray for the winds to quiet down. I live in a home that moves a little bit with the wind. And so the wind just like moving. I'm feeling it. And I'm going, please, like, what can I do? So I started listening to this amazing song by a self-realized being that I shared, which I'll share again on this post or on this event. But I felt like there needed to be more. There needed to be more done to calm the winds and to keep the property safe. And so that's when I decided to go out into the land and do a land clearing. So we live near an open space preserve, and I hiked out there. Oh my God. And I was just completely, my intention was solidly set. I'm going to help the wind quiet down. Like, I have connection to the earth, I have connection to the elements. We're gonna quiet things down. And so I traveled out into the open space near a home. I sat down, set my intention. I'm going to clear the property. I'm going to clear the land to keep us safe from fire. I went through the steps, and as I began the process, it had been really windy. Like, I'm holding my hat is clipped under my chin. That's not very cute, but I mean, it was kind of cute. It was too cute, actually. Little bonnet tied under my chin, hanging on for dear life in the canyon here. As soon as I started to do this land clearing, the wind was gone. It was eerie as I was like, okay, okay. And then I look over to the right and a coyote on the kind of the hill, like a little bit over and like down one. So not too close, but close enough I could see. This coyote came walking up and sat down and just staring at me, just completely like present. Like, I'm here for this. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you are, because we're going to save your freaking home, right? We're going to save your home. And then the raven flew directly over my head. And I'm going, wow, the earth is talking. You felt that before when the earth was talking to you? Yeah, it was one of those moments. So I did the land clearing, I did the prayers, I finished. The wind didn't fully go away. It was still a bit there. But the next day in the news, it said, winds not as bad as expected. No new fires were created. And I went, okay. I did it again the next day. And at the end of those 2 days, the wind warning was finally gone. The fire warning was finally lifted. And I watched the LA chief of fire say, thanks to all of the people handling the fire, thanks to all of the people working, no new fires were created during the wind warning incident, which was basically a red flag warning for 2 or 3 days. You guys, if you had felt the wind and the heat of the air, like, it wasn't just the wind, it was like hot. And we're in Southern California. This was literally the perfect environment for the fires to go crazy, but they didn't. How cool and how powerful to put something into the hands of the people that has the power to potentially save land and lives. Yeah, so that's why I'm here, because when I experienced this over the last several days, I was terrified, guys. I was scared because where we are was fine, but we have dry land, Highway 5, just completely dry land, no rain. We haven't had any rain since May of last year. This is like Tinder. And so we have the power in our hands to clear our land and to clear our properties. Would you guys like to learn how to do that tonight? Yeah, cool. And if you're watching this live on YouTube, get ready, take some notes. You might want to take some screenshots because this may well become a product that I sell in the future. This information may not always be for free. Of course, you can look it up on your own, but there's some things I'm going to do and share with you tonight that are not included in the directions. So stay tuned for that. We want to get you dialed into the perfect way. How do you create those kind of results? And tonight, about an hour from where I was born and where my family lives, there's a fire in a chemical plant. So I'm hoping to get this information out to them so that they can also call on the power that lives within us to potentially shift outcomes. Because we're connected, aren't we? We're one with this earth. We're one with the birds and the rocks and the peas and the flowers. There's not a separation. And that energy hears us when we speak to it, and it responds. And when we come from a place of love and a place of connection and a place of intention, just like we can create our reality or co-create our reality, we also can co-create healing with the earth. And it's beautiful. So I'm going to share screen and we're going to get into the presentation that I put together here for us very rapidly. So there may be little things here and there. I just wanted to get this together for us. You know, land healing and clearing, this is not something that's talked about that often, but it is a very, very powerful process. And it's something that almost anyone can do that can literally change outcomes. And so we're going to practice energy alchemy tonight. We're going to practice turning energies that are dense, that are dark, that are heavy into what? Into gold and into light. Isn't that cool? This is so amazing. We're literally modern alchemists when we work with energy. We have that power and that ability. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay. We're going to cleanse, clear, and rejuvenate our lands. And I wanted to ask you, Tyson and Magali, since you're here, and thanks for showing up. I know this is super last minute, and you guys are super champions and devoted fans to come on here and do this work with me. You're earth angels, right? Like, it's literally what you become as you do this work. Do you both have a place or space or intention for an area or piece of land that you're wanting to clear tonight? And if not, that's fine too, but I just wanted to check in. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess this St. Louis area is probably not a bad place to get a little clearing. So
Yeah, yeah. And when you're first starting out, what I recommend doing is choosing sometimes just a smaller area too. Like you could just start with your house, right? Because we want to start smaller as opposed to larger so that we can really feel the effect of our energy affecting matter and the energy of the divine through these beings of the earth that we're going to work with. We're going to work with the elementals. We're going to work with the devas. We're going to work with beings of light. And as we start to work with them, it can be easier sometimes to get, you know, a smaller area before we go bigger, but you can practice, right? Like, totally up to you. If you want to go big tonight, that's
let's
fine
start
too.
with the house. I like that idea. It's a
Yeah.
little thick around here.
Oh gosh. And you know, for all of us, because we're not taught from the beginning how to clear our spaces. Wouldn't that be cool if when we were little, mom said, oh, you had a cry. Now we're going to sit here. We're going to sage the space. We're going to, bring in some light. Like that would be amazing, right? So the new age is coming in, and with the new age is the awareness of energy, and that our thoughts, feelings, and emotions all have an energetic frequency based on what they are, right? Based on what we're feeling. Like death is down at the bottom, right? It's the heaviest, right? There's no life. And then we go up and maybe it's like depression and grief and sadness. Okay. And then it gets a little higher and it's like, you're okay. I'm like not happy, but I'm not bad. And then it gets a little higher, like, okay, I feel a little cheerful. Okay. I feel a little joy. Now I'm ecstatic, right? And it gets higher and higher. Now I'm like ascended. I'm illuminated. And so emotion and thoughts and energy have a frequency. And those frequencies then get stored in our houses, in our bodies, in the land itself. How interesting. And so this is just another way of becoming more aware of ourselves, of energy, of our world, and how it all really works. Now, this is a tool I wish that I could have gone out to LA as soon as the fire started and said, okay, you guys, let's clear our land, let's clear our houses, everyone, let's do this together. And it might have saved lives, it might have saved homes, it might have saved houses. But I just, this is new. I haven't fully brought this out into the world yet. And so this is the beginning of really wanting to share this with people, because I think it can be that thing you can call on when you don't know what to do, right? When you've got a threat and you don't know how to solve it. And maybe the fire or the government or the structures aren't actually helping you as much as they should. Maybe the water's not in the, you know, the fire hydrants. What the F are you supposed to do, right? And so we have to have our own tools for protecting ourselves from threats, from negative energies, from external forces. And so our energy and what we're feeling is our biggest protection. The higher vibration we are in, whether it's our thoughts, our feelings, our bodies, or our houses and our land, the higher vibration they're in, the less affected by any external event we will be. It's almost like you might vibrate out of the dimension where people can even see your house. That's what the magic is. That's what witches are. That's what magicians are, is the ability to raise our vibration into these godly levels. How do we do that? We have to clear the density. A lot of it's not ours. A lot of it's ancestral. A lot of it's past lives. A lot of it's just dense energy we agreed to carry. We agreed. We're like, you know what? I'm a spiritual badass. I'm going to come onto this earth and I'm going to clear X, Y, and Z. Thank you. But we didn't necessarily remember all the energy clearing tools. And that's what I'm here for. I want to help you, remind you of the tools that you knew you would find when you came onto this earth to help you get through the mess of stuff. We said, I'll take that. I'll take 1,500 years of war and violence and pain and suffering and store it in my body, in my home, in my land. Okay. What the? Now what do we do? And that's where the land clearing comes in. That's where the energy work comes in. But having this tool can be very helpful. Now, I want to ask you something. Are you attached to the outcome of clearing the land? That's a number one, potentially could stop you from having success with this. Getting to a place where we're not stuck on the outcome or the success of what we're doing. Oh my God. Oh, it's like a catch-22, isn't it? Go ahead, Magui.
But for me, I'm not at my place.
Okay.
Actually, I'm moving around, so I don't
Yes.
have my house yet. So
Right.
I'm
You're
at
not
my
attached.
cousin's. So I have no ties right now. But
Mm.
I know that it can, have more love, less fear, this is actually stuff that I can feel here. The
Yeah.
fear, the anxiety, it's something that move in that house.
Mhm.
And so that can be needed of a clearing about, and it can be attached to the land. And if I can
Absolutely.
share, I
Hmm.
remember, not being aware at the time, when I was in my late 19 years old, 2021, I start my, adult life and moving from one place to another. And one place, there was so many beautiful things that happening. And soon I arrived in the next one. It was just argument, fight, and I realized that place, old energies, and
Yeah.
have an effect on
Yes.
us.
Oh
So
my God.
definitely I can testify about it. And I know that, I pay attention where I move to somewhere. I prefer to, I don't want to buy. You would like to see the energy of the place before, It's like, can
Yes.
I rent to know if I like it? And then I make you an offer, right? Something
Right.
like that. So, yeah. So I believe that place old energies and you can feel it. But if we
Oh,
can clear it,
ugh,
how amazing
yes,
it is.
it is. It
And
is. And
you,
mhm.
you know what I feel on my side because I'm not at the place. It's, just to join you, to clear with you with what's happening around you and clear the land. I will be more than happy to
Ah,
help you.
thank you, Magali. There's a lot happening in California. It's
I'm
interesting. I was living in Santa Cruz about 2 months ago before I moved down south. And it was right after President Trump got elected. And it's a very democratic town. And I found that there was an energy of very deep upset in the people, like almost to the point where like barely contains just anger and upset. And I thought, this is not a good sign, right? Because negative energy attracts negative events.
Mm,
I was concerned. And, when negative energies build up, sometimes negative things happen. And so it's important for us to be clearing where we live, clearing the land where we live, clearing the energies that influence or affect the land. And so, I actually did a lot of clearing on the property where I live, and I found out that this was a site potentially where Native Americans had fought with the white man and been killed, right? This is the wild, wild west out here. And so I've been doing clearing and working with them and thanking them and sharing like, oh, I understand what you went through because there's probably also spirits that might need help to go to the other side. And it's just so powerful to take back into our own hands the ability to help people think that the past is gone, but the past leaves an imprint just like our memories have an effect and an imprint, and the images in our mind from our memories affect us. The memories of the past leave an energetic imprint. Some people can actually pick up an object and they can read psychically about all of the former owners that have had that object, right? If it's like an old ring or a painting, they can literally tell the story of what happened to that object based on their psychic impressions. So, our world is multifaceted and a bit complex at times, but the truth of the matter is we have the power to transform anything. So that's why we have to come together though, because when things like are happening in California, where people are losing their homes and it's on such a mass, widespread level, it's really important to come together because when we come together, we amplify whatever we do, right? We amplify it, we expand our power, right? That's why, witches would always be in covens, right? They'd always be more than one, which is interesting because that whole saying, like, no man is an island. We're designed to work together. We're designed to create together. We're designed to collaborate, to co-create. We're not here to be alone. We're collective and we're communal. And so thank you, Tyson. Thank you, Magali. And thank you, everyone watching at home, for joining us, because this is going to be a really powerful opportunity to clear some serious energy. And I want you guys to just tune in now to how you feel, because you guys are going to be shocked at the shift in how you feel when we're done, because I almost threw up before we started the call. That's how dense what we're going to clear is tonight. Like I was really close. I was like, dang. I was like, this is some dense energy we're going to clear. I was like, all right, woo, we got this. So go ahead and put in the chat, like, just on a scale of 0 to 10, because stuff is probably already up on the surface for you right now, how great you feel. And if you don't feel great, that's fine, because we're really diving into some deep waters tonight. So if it's like a 3 or 5, like, I won't judge. No problem. No problem at all. But I just want to kind of get a gauge, like, okay, 10 is I feel amazing, and 0 is I don't feel good at all. Okay, so, okay, 5, 6, perfect. Yeah, it's, you guys, you're very brave. You're like the champions, right? Because like 10 people like, yeah, we'll come, but like 2 people came. So it's late notice, but the energy we're about to clear is very, very dense. Okay, so thank you for coming. So as I said, I came across the information I'm going to share with you when I was out in Santa Cruz, where I used to live. It's about an hour and a half south of San Francisco, in the forest and by the ocean. And I came across a book randomly with pictures of flowers all over it. And in it, it had the most powerful land clearing process that I've ever found. And I didn't find that for many years. I was reading through it, and there was all these flower essences. And I thought, oh, cool, it's energy healing with flower essences. And I read it some more. And then maybe a year or 2 in, I found out, oh my God, this is actually energy clearing for land. Like, oh my God. And so that's when I started practicing. And the results I've had are amazing. So welcome everyone to this land clearing event. That is where I was when I did the land clearing event for myself. And I had that experience with the coyote and the raven and the wind stopping. Okay. And there is power out there, right? There is power in that place, in that land. And so I think that, like, if you really want to activate where you're going to clear, the place can have an effect as well. Like, going to a really powerful location to do the land clearing can be super cool too. You know, somewhere in nature where you're like, I feel really connected here. I feel really tuned in. I feel really tapped in. I feel really tuned in. Can be super powerful. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, how
Nice
you
to
doing?
see you. I'm great. So glad you could join us.
Yeah, so glad to be here.
Woo! You ready for some powerful energy movement tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you if there's a place or location that you have in mind for clearing tonight, just to get an idea of what you're looking at working on.
Yeah,
Or if you wanted to, yeah.
I think I'm like I'm at a tipping point where I'm not going to any further think, analyze, or process that I've either had a flight or some sort of interaction with like every catastrophe in the US, like the
Correct.
hurricane I had a flight to. I had a flight to LA right during the fires, and then I just got hired by Moss Landing. So it's
Oh my God.
so I guess Moss Landing, because I have new coworkers, or they've lived there, but new to
Holy
me.
cow. So you guys, Moss Landing is where the fire erupted last night, and it's at a battery plant, and so they're literally not putting any of the fire out. It's in the middle of nowhere, which is good, but it's all a nature preserve, which sucks. And it's still just burning. And I thought, what could be in the land to create potentially something so like catastrophic? Like what kind of trauma or grief or anything? And would it be powerful to clear it? And what would happen if we did? It's a little bit of an experiment. Okay, so you and I, Jackie, we're going to be really focused on that. That's our assignment.
Yes.
Okay, and Tyson, I think Magley's going to help, and Tyson's going to also clear his house. So we will also be clearing our own houses too. So it kind of has this ripple effect where what's really cool is like you have this great idea, like I'm going to clear my house, I'm going to clear my home, I'm going to clear this crisis center, this place, emergency center. And then what ends up happening is then you end up feeling amazing. Like you just like your whole body feels cleared. And you're just like, I feel great, and everyone else is doing better too. Like it's just a total win-win. Yeah. So really glad that you're all here and we can get started. We are going to connect to the energetics of our own higher power. We're going to connect to the energetics of the higher power of Earth. Just like flowers and plants have energy, so does the earth, so does the sky, so does nature, right? I mean, how many times have you been out in nature and you felt electricity? You felt like vibration. You felt like you were being spoken to, right? You look up at the stars and it's like they're singing. They're not still. They're not just like an object. Like they're alive, right? And so I really want to invite you. I know it's nighttime. I know we're indoors potentially. I know I'm indoors. To allow yourself to imagine and remember the energy, power, and frequency of Mother Earth, of nature, and all of the energy of healing that lives there as we go into this place of healing together. So one of the keys to having this really work is our intention of connection. Intention of connection. It's not just saying it. It's not just thinking it. It's not just feeling it. It's an intention of connection. I am connecting. And they say that the place that we connect to everything is at our heart. That the heart is the gateway into all of everything, every person, every place. It's almost like I get this image of a tapestry, and the heart is the nexus point. It's the center of your tapestry. And then all the threads out to all the other beings and all of life come out from the heart and then back in. And so you and I are intimately, infinitely woven and connected together. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, we're all connected at the heart, right? That's why when someone else is suffering or in pain or sadness or loss or grief, we feel it, right? We feel it. We want to help. It's as if a part of us is hurting, okay? And so that's part of the power of how to do these clearings. Yeah, and Tyson's starting to have it happen. You feel that. It's almost like a sinking into the power of being, like a magnetic force sinking into the power of being, that infinite connection between all of us. Yeah. And it starts at the heart. Yeah. And that's the oneness. And that's what Native American tribes and all the tribes of the world have known about. That's why they would greet each other as brothers and sisters. You know, of course, there was warring between many of the tribes, but at the core of their teachings, a homi takiasing, is that we're all one. We're all one. And so what we do to one person, what we do to the land, what we do is affects all of us. And it is from that place of oneness that the power of this clearing gets amplified times a godzillion, right? Because when you speak from the oneness, you speak beyond the veil, you speak from beyond illusion, you speak from beyond separation, and you speak as though everything is your brother and sister and friend and child and mother and father. And then suddenly the power becomes amplified, doesn't it? It's like a force. You become a superhero. You literally do. The power of love is like strapping on a rocket ship and you can go anywhere and everywhere you want to go. It's truly beyond words. So we're going to really tap into the power of the elementals. And what are the elementals? Well, think about what are the elements? Earth, air, fire, water, right? Earth, air, fire, water. There are beings that help to keep our physical world in form. And these are the elementals and the devas. And so a lot of the clearing we're going to do tonight is calling on these forces of the earth, as well as our higher self, as well as our love, to come in and to do the clearing for us. Because they cannot do the clearing unless we ask. Interesting. All that free will stuff. So we have to ask for the clearing to happen. That's why I asked you here tonight, so we can ask together for this clearing to happen. We're going to connect to Mother Earth, right? We're going to connect to the lush, beautiful energies of the earth. Mother Earth, I want to invite you as we start going into this to start to remember times where you've been in the oneness with the earth. You've been out in nature. You felt the wind on your skin. You felt the sun on your hair. You felt freedom. You felt peace. You felt this feeling of the rightness of life. Right? You go on a nice long hike and you get grounded. You get into this connection where it's just like a syncopation. You're just in the oneness. There's nothing wrong anymore. You just are. Right? You're just with the trees and you're with the fresh air and you're with the birds and the bees. And you feel the energy. That's what we need to do these clearings from, is that place of connection. Right? Yeah, I feel you guys are all getting into it here. So, are you guys ready to get started? Anyone want to share any questions before we start getting into the process of how to do this land clearing? And Jackie, I feel like you had a bit of a shock today hearing about the Moss Landing fires that started. How are you doing?
I'm good. Lots of like screaming in my car.
Yeah.
I'm not attached to it, which is great. So it's just allowing things to flow through me.
Yeah.
I feel like my heart's on fire, and I know
Yeah.
a lot of energy workers have been working to like open a portal in California to take the heat off of the Middle East. And
Oh, interesting.
um
Oh my gosh.
so
That's dangerous.
it's like yeah. And like also a lot of energy workers have been talking about Mother Earth's heart, and today I've really felt my heart
Yeah.
being activated.
Yeah.
So I'm like not letting my logical brain interfere and just allowing the
Yeah.
spirit to flow.
Okay. So this is really key to how to begin to do a clearing. You want to get yourself into a place of peace about it, right? Because it's easy to come to any clearing technique and want to change it. Like, I'm going to clear and save the day. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this. But when we're in that state, like Jackie was saying, we're in this conscious mind state. We're in the beta frequency of our brain. We can't do anything. We have to get out of the doing and into the being so that the change can happen. So what I want to invite everyone to do is, before you get into any land clearing, is we're going to do a little energy clearing on ourselves. Just the basics. Just the basics. I want you to focus on clearing the land. Okay, and then you're going to just tap the side of your hands together, which you're all very familiar with this one, which stimulates the lymphatic system. It stimulates the acupressure point of the belly button and the navel center, which is where we tend to hold most of our emotional upset, if you've noticed. And so this starts to kind of move any dense energy that may be stuck there. Just thinking about doing the land clearing and feel how much charge there is already, right? We've already opened it. It's like so much energy, right? And so, Jackie, I want you to think about, and I feel your body, like I am intuitively feeling your body, Jackie, and it just feels like all this, like one event happening, okay, it was stressful, like whatever, like I didn't feel good, but you moved on. And then two events, like, okay. And then three events was pushing it. And now at four, I feel your barrel was just like, that's where the screaming came in, right? It's just like, can't, like too many stressful, challenging crisis nature things going on, and you're so connected to nature. So I can imagine how much you would feel that. So just tap the side of your hand and just imagine this is a bit like releasing a pressure valve, right? Where you've been holding in the charge, right? And Tyson, for you, that could be like holding in any feelings around your house, right? And the density or the heaviness there. And Magali, the same for you. It could be any density or heaviness you feel around where you're living. And it's really important that you connect into what your density is. What's coming up for you, right? What's your story? What's your emotional charge? Because this is called thought field therapy. So it all depends on what you're thinking about in order to clear it. If you're not thinking about what you want to clear, it won't do anything. Right? So you have to really dial in, like you're going to your favorite radio show. Okay, is it 98.1? Is it 95.4? Get the specific frequency of what you're wanting to focus on clearing. Good, good. Yeah, I'm leaving you here for a minute for a reason. This is just to really get it up and out of the body, starts the energy moving. Now you're going to come to the top of the chest area here called the tender spot or the sore spot. And this activates the lymphatic drainage system of your body. And you're just going to rub the chest here. And this actually stimulates a lot of feelings of peace and calm. Like if you're feeling anxious or scared or overwhelmed or tired, you can just come right here and just rub this area of your chest. And then you're going to say a statement. You're going to say, even though I feel, right? Even though I feel stressed, scared, anxious, afraid, it's okay. I love and accept myself. And then I want to invite all of you to take a turn and just share one thing that you're feeling so that we can help you clear that. So even though I'm feeling what, who'd like to go first?
Even though I'm feeling a bottleneck around the heart, I love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, it's like the energy's not moving. It's like it's just so much, but then it's stuck and it's just like, yeah, I can feel it. Good. Do another one, Jackie, even though I feel what?
Even though I feel this movement, I love and accept myself anyway.
Good. That's great. I can feel that. It's starting to shift. That's wonderful. Okay, Magali, would you like to share?
Even though I feel divide, I love and accept myself.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Even though I feel trapped,
Mm-hmm.
I love and accept myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you really tuning into the energy, Magali. Very well spoken of that kind of feeling that's in the space here. Okay, Tyson, go ahead and share.
Even though I'm not as motivated as I want to be, I still love and accept myself.
All right. Yep, there you go. Whatever it is, right? Whatever that top emotion is. Good. One more, Tyson. What else is there?
Even though my trial date got pushed off for custody of my kids, I still love
There it
and accept
is.
myself.
Oh, yeah. Feel that, right?
Woo,
It's
that
like,
one was
oh,
holy moly.
yeah. Yep. It's so liberating to just give ourselves permission to feel, especially in a group of people. It's like, it's so cutting edge to actually say what we're feeling, right? It's so, oh, okay. So feel what you've been clearing and now tap the side of your hands. Breathe in and out. Tap under the nose. I want to get over this. Under the mouth, I want to get over this. Middle finger, I want to get over this. Outside eye, I want to get over this. Chest, collarbone, I want to get over this. Good. Side of the hand. Inside eyebrow. I want to get over this. Outside eyebrow. Under eye. I want to get over this. Under nose. I want to get over this. Under mouth. I want to get over this. Collarbone. I want to get over this. Thumb. I want to get over this. Outside of thumb. And these all relate to acupressure points that relate to parts of your body. So this relates to the lungs and to grief. So if you ever have a lot of grief coming up, you can tap right here. Index finger relates to the lower small intestine. So if you ever can't go to the bathroom, constipated, or you're having any issues with that part of your body, you can just tap on this index finger. And that can start to move the energy. Like imagine we're holding in all this stuff, right? And some of it gets stuck in that low intestine area. You can just tap right there to kind of let that part of your body go, I don't have to hold it, right? I don't literally. Okay, and then come to the middle finger. The middle finger is what I call the FU finger. And it relates to any time we feel like saying F you to someone, right? We're frustrated, we're pissed off, and we want to just like, blow our lid because we're so frustrated. Instead of flipping someone off, just tap on that part of your finger. That's it. And just let the stress, let the valve release, right? Let off the pressure. Good, then we come to the pinky finger. Tapping that pinky finger. We want to let this go. Good, side of the hand. Back of the hand. Good, you're gonna open your eyes. You're gonna do what's called the 9 gamut, which is a series of 9 eye movements. This is gonna help your brain let go of its attachment to whatever it's thinking. I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes we get really attached to our thinking. As much as we want to change it, it's just like we're so used to thinking it. Okay, so you're going to tap on the back of your hand. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to open your eyes. You're going to look down to the right. You're going to look up to center, look down to the left. Center, roll your eyes down and up and around in a circle, and then roll your eyes up and around in a circle the other way. You're going to hum out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say it out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're gonna hum again. Then tap the side of the hands. Come back to your tender spot. Tune into your issue. And see how you're feeling now. And Jackie, I want to hear from you one more, even though I feel what?
Even though I feel expressive, I love and accept myself anyway.
Woo! All right. I like that. You could even say it's okay to feel expressive.
It's okay to feel expressive.
It's okay to share my truth.
It's okay to share my truth.
It's okay to be the lovely, bubbly, sparkly, magical being that I am.
Woo!
Good. Tap the side of the hands. Inside eyebrow. Outside eye. Under eye. Under nose. Under mouth. Collarbone. Rib cage. thumb, index finger, middle finger, pinky finger, side of the hand, back of the hand. Deep breath in and out. That was a good release. Yeah. Woo! I felt that like go around our circle. It just went. Yeah. Now we're going to do the rapid eye movements one more time. Close your eyes. Eyes open. Look down to the right. Look down to the left. Roll your eyes up around in a circle, up and around the other way. Hum out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good. Deep breath in and out. Shake it out. Brush it off. Woo! Holy cow. And I would just like everyone maybe take a little turn and just quickly share with everyone. What was that like? How do you feel now? What did you notice? I noticed some stuff. I want to hear what you guys went through. Yeah.
Feel lighter, but a lot of yawning. I can't stop.
Yeah.
And same irritation. And so I know it's processing right now. Just,
Yeah.
it's deep.
Lighter, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Whew. I feel like I'm not going to throw up. Like I told them, Jackie, I was like, right before our call, I almost threw up. Like that's how much stuff I knew we were about to clear. And I feel fine now. So
Amazing.
yeah. Anyone else want to share? How are you feeling now?
I feel like that channel through the heart opened up. Like
Oh.
right when you said something, you were like, oh, I feel that. I felt it like open up through my heart.
Yeah, you're powerful, right? So when we're with a group of people and someone has a big release, like it like affects all of us, right? Because we're like that tapestry, that oneness field. It's so cool. Tyson, do you want to share?
Yeah, I'm a lot lighter. Well, instantly whenever I pulled up the kid issue, because that's definitely been heavy on my plate, but I've been pushing it. It's not trying not to worry about it, so I'm definitely pushing it away. I have been tapping on it too, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of pushing it away because it's front and center. So
How's
yeah,
it feel now?
oh yeah, I'm light and fluffy. Yeah, I'm not.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm good. It was a little
And
dense. It's been a little dense around here.
right.
Yeah.
So for everyone watching at home, we are in the middle where tomorrow is going to be day 17 of a 30-day energy clearing tapping challenge that my partner Michael and I have been leading. So if anyone wants to join us, we're doing a live event tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to go deeper on the tapping and how to do the method that we just did here, reach out to me. It's very powerful and it can help you shift just about any issue. But now imagine as we go into the land clearing, how much more powerful we're going to be to call the clearing in for a bigger area, right? Because now our energy is flowing much more freely. So then when we call the energy in, it's going to work better. Also, do you feel how you're not attached to it anymore? It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do a land clearing, but it's not like, it's like, just kind of like leaning back. Just like a tree leans back, right? Like, is a tree trying to get anywhere? Is a tree trying to rush somewhere? No. Tree is chill. Super chill. All right. So, are you guys ready for the process?
Yeah.
All right. So, you can use this anywhere, anytime. I highly recommend clearing yourself first, because then you're going to be more powerful at calling in that energy for other places. Okay. But I leave that in your hands. So, the first step is you want to get clear on where you want to clear, right? What's your location? Kind of like go and find a map and plug in your location. And how much land will you be clearing? And I didn't put the bigger numbers, but that's always a possibility, right? Are you going to clear just 5 miles? Are you going to clear 10 miles? Are you going to clear 50 miles? Are you going to clear 100 miles? How about, I got to put them in. How about 100,000 miles and beyond, right? So get that in your mind, location and how much of that location you want to clear. So let's just go around the room, just practice. So, Jackie, where are you going to set your intention to clear tonight?
Moss Landing.
Okay. And about how far do you want to like focus on? How far? And it's the sky's the limit, but it's up to you what you want to.
50.
50 miles. Okay. Fantastic, right? Do you see how this really kind of dials in your focus?
I
Where
love it.
and exactly how big of a radius are you going to do? Good. And this is stuff that I learned this clearing process from Molly Sheehan from Green Hope Farm Essences. She doesn't talk about this as much, right? So I'm just kind of dialing it in for you guys. Okay. Oh, that's not quite centered. Let me get grounded here. Okay. So the next step is you really want to get grounded, which is kind of what we just did, right? We kind of just grounded ourselves. Magali, are you going to also what's your focus going to be tonight?
I'm about the same, 50 or 60, whatever.
Miles.
I cover the land till my mom and my both daughters on
Okay.
the
Okay.
radius around, cover my family.
There you go. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. And Tyson, how about you?
I'll just I'll focus on my house in the town I'm in.
There you go. Wow. Do you feel the difference from focusing on just the house to the house and the town?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing? So our focus and our awareness are very connected. And through our awareness, we can learn a lot about things, right? So maybe you never thought what your town feels like, but now you will. You go, oh, that's town energy. Yeah, and it can affect you, and it's affecting us all on greater or lesser amounts every single day. So that's why some people, if they live in a very dense, very negative place, they might be tired all the time because they're feeling the stuff around them. Some people say that 90% of what we feel is not ours. So if you ever find yourself being tired, sluggish, not feeling good, being upset, being angry, here's a magic statement. I'll just write it on here. Ask, who does this belong to? The feeling, right? Ask it, who does this belong to? If you get lighter when you ask that question, you're just going to say, return to sender. Return to sender, consciousness attached.
I love that. I've been just calling out like the spirit of it, like I'm feeling the spirit of anger, but I haven't gone as far as like who is this coming from? And I love return to sender.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, I learned this in Access Consciousness. This is a certain type of energy clearing group. And he's the one who says 90% of what we feel is not ours. We're just psychically, right? If our brains are receivers and transmitters of energy, frequency, and vibration, then we're constantly what? Picking up and sending out. So 90% of the things that we're aware of may not be ours. Who does this belong to? If it gets lighter, it's not yours. When you ask that question, who does this belong to? And it gets lighter, it's not yours. You're just feeling it. So you can say, feeling, return to sender, consciousness attached. Like, thank you, and I hope you have awareness about what this is, right? So you're giving them a gift. Okay, great. Now we're going to focus in on, you have your location, where to clear. You know how big it is. You're in your heart. You're centered. Okay. Then the next step is to just really remember a time that you've been in nature. You've been connected, right? Maybe you were walking out in the forest. Maybe you're walking by the ocean. Maybe you were swimming. Maybe you were meditating by a tree. I want you all to just come up with a time or a place or a space where you felt really connected to nature. Because there's a presence there. There's an energy there that by tuning into it, it's going to help you do this clearing even better, right? You can smell what it smelled like that day, what the air felt like on your skin. You can see the sights of the beautiful things in nature around you. You can feel the energy of that, right? You can just feel it in your body. Good. And then we're going to begin the process. And there's several steps here. You're welcome to screenshot it because I can never remember all of them. But there's going to be about 9 steps of energies that we're going to call in. We're going to invoke. We're going to connect to all these energies of nature. And I'll explain it a bit as we go. Okay. So this has the whole list of all the things, and then I'm going to go through them one at a time. So I won't go over them now, but we'll go through the whole list here. Okay, so we're going to be invoking the overlighting Deva, the elementals, and those are the beings that help to keep Earth in form. So imagine plants, trees, rocks, streams could not exist without these energetic angels that watch over them. They watch over them and they help to maintain the frequency of matter. It's very interesting. So devas and elementals are like the intermediary between spirit and matter. And they help to keep everything that's in nature in form. Very interesting, right? So when you're working with the weather, you call on them to help you because they're in that's the realm they work, that's their job. So you get more of a result because you're actually calling on the energies of the beings who do the work, right? You're contacting the right department, right? If you're going to go to the DMV, but they say, no, you need to go to the courthouse. Are you going to get your errand accomplished? No, you're going to have to go to the courthouse, right? So we want to make sure we go to the right place. We call on the right energies. We access the right tool for the job. And so that's why we call on devas and elementals. I'm going to go through and explain them just a little bit better. Feel free to screenshot this. Okay. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. Let me just move that. It's always interesting before events how things kind of jump around, almost like they move of their own free will. Okay, so the first energy we're going to call upon is the Deva overlighting the land. And the word name, the name Deva actually means shining one. And Devas are beings who have achieved spiritual enlightenment. In Hinduism and Buddhism, believers say that every living thing, person, animal, or plant, has an angelic being called a Deva, assigned to guard it and help it grow and prosper. They are deities who act in angelic ways, such as guarding and praying for people, and also helping the plants. Each Deva acts like divine energy, inspiring and motivating the person and other living thing that it guards to better understand the universe and become one with it, right? So this is very beautiful energy to call upon. They say that jasmine, the flower jasmine, has 2 devas, one male and one feminine. So if you're working on trying to balance your feminine masculine energy, you can get jasmine essential oil. You can, buy jasmine flowers at the store. You can plant them in your yard and they can help you balance those energetics. Very interesting. Some other ways that we've maybe heard of devas before are a bit like fairies, right? But they're fairies with very specific jobs, right? So Violet would have a very specific deva that watches over it, or a willow tree or an oak tree. All of them have a very specific deva that guards it, that works with it, that protects it. And so we can call on the devas to heal land and to help when we have moments of crisis like we're having now. Okay. Next step is that we're going to call in the angels that are overlighting the land. So right now we're doing kind of the long explanation form, but when we do the clearing, we're just going to go through fast and call it in. So right now I'm just kind of explaining the steps to you, and then we'll come back and we'll really do the clearing, okay? So angels, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. There's angels that look after pieces of land. And so in order to clear specific places, we ask them to help us. So we're just like contacting the right person for the right job who lives at the right location. And so we're super dialing in the clearing. It's very powerful. Next, we're going to invite the elementals of the land. Okay, so the specific elementals of earth, air, fire, and water that are present at the location and the land that we're going to be clearing. And it's already starting to happen. Like I just saw Tyson start yawning. And as soon as we're even just talking about these beings, they're already coming. They're like, oh, you want our help? Cool. Like they're just like excited. They want to help you. But most of us don't even know how to call them in, how to ask them to be here, how to, right? How to invoke them. And so because we're doing a service for humanity, they're super excited. They're really happy you're here. Okay, so the elementals, fire, earth, air, wind, water, these beings help to keep physical reality in form. I thought this was a really cool representation, right? Earth, air, fire, water, these beings that are linked to these elements. And like even this like cartoon like gives a really good explanation of the almost like a being. There's almost like a sense of like a being when you tune into earth. It's like got this heaviness. It's like got this personality. And air, it has a different personality. And fire, all of them have different energies and you can call upon them, right? And if you look at, you know, witches or ancient religions, the elements are often mentioned, right? And the power that they have. And we can tune into these energies almost like superheroes, right? Almost like angels. We can talk to them. We can communicate with them. I have a story about a time when I had massive wind issues again, but living up north. And we had had an incident where a tree limb had come in through the roof and actually bonked my mom slightly on the head. And so we had this big windstorm come in. We had a hole in the roof still. And I was like, oh my God, like you can't do this. And so I went out on a walk. It was blowing and winding and just crazy. And we had 80 miles per hour, like a little hurricane had blown through. And I was just praying. And I said, dear elementals of the wind, okay? Dear elementals of the wind, please calm down. Please quiet. Please calm. There are people who live here. Please help them be safe. Please help protect their homes. And the next day, we heard windstorm, not as bad as predicted. Everyone's safe. And I went, are you serious? And so I keep having these experiences, you guys, with talking to the elementals and the beings of nature to ask them to do, to keep people safe and to be calm, and them listening. It's almost like they're just waiting for us to finally hear them. They're just waiting for us to talk to them, to have a relationship with them again, right? Because we're really here to look after them. We're really the custodians of this earth. And they're saying, hi, when are you going to remember? We're in a relationship, right? You didn't call me for months. You haven't sent me any presents, right? So the more we can talk to the elements, the energy of the earth, we can have power to help create positive outcomes. Okay. Next, we're going to call upon the Pan, who is known as the head elemental of Earth. And that's why you have the list on your phone handy. And you're going to sit down and do this clearing. You can just say all of them. You don't have to go too crazy, okay? Pan, head elemental of Earth. He's like the king of nature. You know, he likes to gallivant and play his pipes, and he's just loves the earth. Fifth, we're going to call on any ascended masters, and God-realized beings who are overlighting the land. And don't bother trying to memorize this all. You can if you want, but I have never in all like 10 years. And I just break out my list with all of the steps and I just say it out loud. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you can totally work with ether. Good call, Magali. Whoa, that's blowing my mind here. See, this is why I love doing events, because we only have one perception, our own eyes. We get 5 more pairs of eyes and minds and hearts together, and it's just so much more expanded. So we're going to call on the ascended masters and God-realized beings who are overlighting the land. Move this down. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to call on the devas of the Earth's atmosphere. So just like the plants have devas, the Earth's atmosphere has a deva. Interesting, right? And that could really speak to the wind and ether element. You might want to talk to her about this. And things like chemtrails and things like that. Lunaria might be a being to say, hey, let's please help clean up the air. Please help clear up the atmosphere. And she's like, okay, let's do it. The deva of the Earth's surface, known as Cephalo. And these names, these ancient names, are very powerful because they key us in directly to that space and place of the land. And finally, the deva of the sun in the center of the earth. What? So according to the work that I did, there is a sun in the center of the earth. And that could relate to hollow earth ideas. Okay. Finally, our sun, Helios, and Vesta. And so they say that our sun is a feminine masculine, a god and goddess, Helios and Vesta. Isn't that interesting? And so we call upon our sun, Helios, and Vesta to help us with this clearing. That's the main process. And then I'll go through the steps. So now we're going to come back to this thing. Don't bother reading it. Just ignore it. And just let me guide you through it, okay? Are you ready? Okay. So I want you to think about this place and this space of land that you want to clear. Where is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Really connect to that place, that space, and everything that is happening there. Good. We're going to now invite and call in these beings, these higher beings, our own higher self, God, Goddess, the divine, and all of these beings of the land to help and assist us with this clearing today. So we're going to ask and invite the angels and the devas who are overlighting the piece of land that you are choosing to clear. We're going to invite them. We're going to say, devas of the land that I seek to clear, please join us. We ask for a land clearing. Angels overlighting this piece of land, we ask for a land clearing. Notice their energies as we call them in. It's palpable. You can feel them. We now invite the elementals of the land, of the place that you are wishing to clear, to be present and to join us tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you, earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether. Thank you to the elementals of earth, air, fire, wind, and ether for joining us. We invite Pan, the head elemental of earth, to join us and assist us in clearing the land that we have chosen to clear tonight. And we invite any ascended or God-realized being who is connected with this piece of land and overlighting it We call upon the ascended God realized beings who are overlighting the area that Tyson has chosen. We call upon the ascended or God realized beings for the piece of land that Magali has chosen to clear. We call upon the ascended or God realized being of Moss Landing, the place where Jackie has decided to clear. We call upon the ascended or God realized beings who are connected with whatever piece of land that you or anyone else who is watching this will ever call upon. We call upon them to be here and to help us with this land clearing now. We call upon the Deva of the Earth's surface atmosphere, Lunaria. We call upon the Deva of the Earth's surface, Cephalo. We call upon the Deva of the sun in the center of the Earth, Darndella. We call upon our sun, Helios, and Vesta. And this is direct from Molly Sheehan, the owner of Green Hope Farms Flower Essences. This is her words that I will now share with you. We ask them to please cleanse, clear, and rebalance and illuminate the land that you are clearing. We ask them to please clear the emotional, mental, physical, and etheric bodies of the land of everything that is not pure divinity. We ask them, these beings who have joined us in the light tonight, to please cleanse, clear, rebalance, and illuminate the land you are clearing. We ask them to go as far deep down and as far and wide as they need to completely cleanse, clear, rebalance, and illuminate the land that we are choosing to clear tonight. You're going to feel stuff in your body. You're going to feel energy moving through you. Just allow it. Just let it flow. Yeah, just let it flow. The clearing will be clearing you as well. We ask them to please clear the emotional, mental, physical, and etheric bodies of the land, of everything that is not pure divinity. So focus on that area of land, that place. Magali, focus on the house, home, and your family. Tyson, on your house, home, and town. Jackie, on Moss Landing and the area surrounding it, 50 miles. And we now ask all of these beings of light, the elementals, the angels, the devas, the sun, the ascended masters or God realized beings, to please cleanse, clear, rebalance, and illuminate the land we are clearing. We ask them to please clear the emotional, mental, physical, and etheric bodies of the land of everything that is not pure divinity. So asking any negative energies there in your house, in your home, in your family, in the land, to be completely cleansed, to be completely cleared, to be rebalanced, and we ask that the land be illuminated. We ask that you please clear the emotional, mental, physical, and etheric bodies of the land and of us and of our house and home and family, of everything that is not pure divinity. We ask that you do this with peace. We ask that you do this with ease and with love and with light. We ask that any negativity be released by a Christed grid. And you can envision, I see this big golden Christed grid that's just coming down into the earth, going down as far down into the earth as we need it. And we're going to visualize it clearing anything happening above the earth and down deep below. Deep breath in and out. We see this clearing happening. We feel it. We sense it. We see all the density, all of the darkness going up and out, going up with God to the angels, to heaven, to the light, being completely transmuted out of you, out of your body, out of your heart, out of your mind. And we now ask that as this land is being cleared, cleansed, and purified, we ask the land to now be filled with divine love and light, and specifically that it now be able to hold this new higher vibration coming onto the earth right now. There's so many new higher vibrations coming onto the earth right now. And sometimes the land and the people struggles with the high vibration. And so we ask that now you, the land, and the space that you cleared now be filled with this new higher vibrational energy coming into the earth right now to serve our spiritual evolution, and that your body, your being, your energy system finds it easy and effortless, and the land finds it easy and effortless to hold this new vibration, to allow this light and love to enter. Good, and you're just going to take a deep breath in. Good, and a nice deep breath out. Good. And just notice, sense, and feel. And just tune in again one more time to that area of land that you were focused on clearing tonight. And just notice, sense, and see as these beings of love and light come through to cleanse, clear, and purify you, clarify your emotional body, your mental body, etheric body, physical body. Clear the land of everything that is not pure divinity. Good. And we just notice, sense, and feel as this clearing comes to a close. You take a deep breath in and out. Good. And we thank all of the beings of love and light that have joined us today. And before we close the clearing, I want to just go around and ask everyone if you feel complete, you've cleared as much as you feel you need to clear tonight, or if there's anything still remaining, please unmute and let me know, and we'll go through and clear it for you.
So I had this crazy experience,
I had a feeling. Yeah, go ahead.
in which my phone died exactly when it happened, which is
Okay.
probably the best. Well, I was muted anyway. But when I was talking about who does this belong to, return to sender, I didn't believe in any of this stuff until I witnessed an exorcism
Oh,
in
wow.
which there was an energy that like stuck to my right shoulder.
Okay.
And when I brought that up, where does this belong to, return to sender, before you moved on to like call in the angels, it was like that energy appeared. So then I did it. My phone died, and it was like my right arm went up, and it was like those words came out, but it wasn't conscious. And it was like the energy was like flowing out of my right arm.
Right.
Return to sender, consciousness attached. And it's like felt so much lighter since.
Cool. Okay.
So
Wow.
thank you. And I will
Absolutely.
probably show up tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this. Were you able to do the land clearing at all, or did the phone cut off while we were doing that?
No, I did the land clearing. So it was crazy. I thought like more time lapsed before I hopped back on, but I hopped back on right when you were like calling the angels as a part of the slideshow. So
Oh,
it was
interesting. It was a while back.
It was a while back.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And I got to do the whole thing, and I feel complete for now. But I just had to share that interesting experience.
Good. So one more time, there's more here. We're just going to ask all of these beings of love and light, for Jackie, for Tyson, and Magali. Ready? Here we go. To cleanse, clear, rebalance, and illuminate the land you are clearing. We ask them to clear the emotional, mental, physical, and etheric bodies of the land of everything that is not pure divinity. So just take a deep breath in and out. And we ask that any negativity that's held in that land, or in you, or in your house or your home, be completely released by a Christed grid, visualizing the clearing happening above the earth and below. Good. As the clearing finishes and completes, we ask that the land that has been cleansed and purified be now filled with divine love and light, specifically that it now be able to hold the new higher vibrations coming onto the earth right now that serve our spiritual evolution. And just allow and feel and sense and perceive beautiful, big, golden balls of pure love and light coming onto the earth, coming to this place of land to clear. And there's a couple more steps I'm going to add in that aren't on this. I'm going to see what dimension we can clear for each of you around the land. We're going to just clear the third dimension. So we're just going to say, God, please clear the third dimension for everyone watching this in relation to the land that they are clearing. Please clear the third dimension. And that's typically where like aliens and demons and dark forces hang out. So we're just going to ask God to please clear the third dimension of the land, the people, the location, the tribe that you're working on. Good. Just take a deep breath in and out, and you'll feel a big chunk of something just kind of releasing out the back of your head and neck area, which will feel really nice. It will be a lot lighter. Good. And then we're going to ask for a spirit replacement for the land that you're working on. And we're going to ask for 4 spirit replacements for the land that you're working on. So we're going to ask God for 4 spirit replacements for and around the land that you're working on. And just take a deep breath in and out. And you're going to feel a lot calmer and a lot lighter as this new energy comes in. Nice. And so we now think that, and just one last time, I just want to ask everyone on the call, when you think about this area of land you were clearing, you tune in, how do you feel now? You feel light, clear, complete, or is there anything still left over? And just go ahead and unmute if there is anything still left over. Okay. Okay, and so in that case, we now complete the land clearing. We ask for you and the land and everything connected to this process to be filled up with pure, unconditional golden light and love. Filled up fully and completely. And the energies of compassion, forgiveness, peace, calm, safety, security. Fill up the land and fill you up with this love and this light. We say thank you to the angels, the Devas, the elementals, Pan, the ascended masters, and God realized beings assisting us today. The Devas of the Earth's atmosphere, Lunaria, the Devas of the Earth's surface, Cephalo, the Deva of the sun in the center of the Earth, Darndella, and our sun, Helios and Vesta. Thank you, thank you, thank you to God, to the ascended masters and angels. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. And this land clearing, this land healing is now complete. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lotus.
Thank you, everyone on the call. Wow, everyone is pieced out, right? Is that like super pieced out, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. How do you feel? What do you notice?
I'm a lot calmer, and I'm lighter.
Yeah. Just like relaxed, right?
Yeah. I just had some energy work done.
Right?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Right? And so did the land. So when you think about your house, when you think about your property, how does it feel now?
Yeah, I mean, when thinking about it feels fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less of an issue.
Yeah. It does, right? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Amazing. Right? How are you doing, Magali?
I feel I can imagine, when they say you're about to being struck by the lightning, that you have shivers all over so this is the way that I felt at some point in the event. And you just have images coming in your mind while I was paying attention to what you were saying, and to be just commit to it. And it's like, if you have that like an explosion, but it's all love, and you have the radius just going like a bang and just cover all the lands that I would like to cover. And it was, but so intense, and what I felt. And surprisingly,
Yeah.
my mom tried to reach me right at the end. And when we say to everyone, the love and everything, and she was trying to. So yeah, and she was one of, I would like to get the protection and everything's, around her, and safe place, and to with the elements and all the place. So yeah, so it's very surprising.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Tyson?
Oh, I think I just coughed.
Oh, well, it's interesting, Magali, because when I was doing the clearing, I said your family. And when I said that, I like felt your family and I felt your DNA. And I was like, the feeling of shivers in the DNA, that's something a lot of times uh, it's called the DNA clearing. And so when you clear at the level of the DNA, you'll get shivers and it's tingly. Yeah, you're having that.
And funny thing, it's today. I spoke with my youngest daughter. She's 31, but is still youngest daughter. And she, finally said the unspoken that I hide for years. And it's finally out. And yesterday, a part of it with my mom as well. So both are in that, I'm like in the midlife crisis, I will say something that's happening right now, but I have big decision to make. And yeah, so everything is, it's all perfect. And to clear the land, I'm in my birth town. This
Yeah,
is where I am right now. So I'm in Quebec instead of Alberta. And I often said that it was my karma here. So there's a lot of, with that word, for this place.
right.
And for me, when you were doing this, and I say, wow, what a beautiful opportunity to clear the place that maybe finally I can feel great in.
Absolutely.
So hopefully,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And you'll have this video you can watch anytime, and
every
it will
time.
be different and new every time you do it. So layer
Yes.
by layer. And I recommend, honestly, carving out a time to do it at least once a week because it will build up and you'll know like as soon as it does, because you'll be like, I think I need to do another land clear.
Oh, yes.
Jackie,
Sure,
how
but
was it?
grateful. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
As soon as I found this stuff, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool because you get a clearing, the land gets a clearing, your friends, your family get a clearing, and it's just a win. It's just a win for everyone. Yeah.
uh, thank
Jackie, did
you.
you want to share your experience? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Um, it's just a theme ever since the Lahaina fires. Just the process of like the destruction and then the planting of seeds. So it even came up for this one when I was connecting with Moss Landing. It was like the destruction has already occurred, but the seeds we plant now is for the growth and the love, and we want to plant love seeds now instead of
Yes,
repeating a cycle of destruction and fear. And so that's why this work is so critical. And I just saw these like gold seeds go into the ground, and like my hands like raised it, and then it was like at the top and you were like, and the sun, and it was just so beautiful.
Yes, yes, I was sitting out here clearing the land around the LA fires by myself. And I had this moment where it was like facing the destruction that had happened, but then seeing, like you said, like what comes after it is the seeds that we plant now into what happened are what's going to grow. And I was seeing just life and lush green valleys and happiness and us all coming together and joy and love and connection. And I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if when these things happen, these crises, these natural disasters, if we can come together and vision what we want to rebirth, what do we want to plant, what do we grow now? Oh, Jackie, that was so well said, and I'm so glad that you joined us because we truly are co-creators here to co-create and not just let things happen, but like choose what are we going to plant next? What is our new garden going to look like? What beautiful flowers, plants and trees and love can we plant? Wow. You imagine the world if everyone, instead of being in the fear, could get into this place of like acceptance and love. And I know that's not just an easy 1, 2, 3, but there are processes and there are ways to clear so that we can get back to this place. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so, so much, all of you, for joining me tonight. It really means the world to me because as I had that experience up at the top of the hill when I did the land clearing and the coyote stared at me and the raven flew over my head, of deep inner knowing that this work, that I feel called to share this work with the world, right? And to share this process and these steps so that we can transform these situations into gifts. So thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yay. Forged in the fire, as they say. Right? I mean, that's what makes us sparkly. Right? That's how a diamond gets made, is the lump of coal. Right? That's how a lotus flower gets made, is in the freaking mud and the muck. And I tell you, I know about the mud and the muck. So it's so beautiful though. I worked with an acupuncturist once. I was like, I have this issue and this thing, and she sat down with me and she said, for you, it's all about accepting what you went through and turning it into compost, right? Turning it into fertilizer to grow your new flower.
I like the garden analogy with that.
Exactly. Exactly. Just take it and use it as mud. Use it as dirt and say thank you. Thank you, because now I'm going to be able to grow the most epic garden that's going to just be so lush and abundant. Right? Other people who haven't gone through as much caca are not going to have as much compost.
I call them sit in your shit moments. And some reframers might not agree with that, but I think there's something to say for the level of acceptance of that.
That's a very visceral and very good analogy, Jackie, because when it's uncomfortable is the most difficult to sit. And if you think it's perfect analogy. Yeah, perfect. I can it be horse dung? Yeah, but not quite the same visceral impact, right? I don't have any issues with horse dung.
It's easy.
It is. It's like, especially if they had a good organic diet.
Yeah, it's easy.
But anyways, why don't we use that caca to create the fertilizer that's going to grow the flowers, that's going to grow the plants, so that these challenges can become opportunities, because the seed is always within them if we can just see it. And Jackie, you saw the golden seeds tonight. And so amazing. Jackie literally just got a job in the town where this fire at the battery plant is happening. So I'm so glad you joined us, because you're even more connected to it. And so the effect of this work is going to be even more amplified and probably be able to help a lot more people.
I just got truth bumps.
Yeah, I did too. Oh God, so shivery. So shivery. Oh my God. So I really love and appreciate you. Thanks for spending part of your Friday night with me. I'm honored. And if you guys want to keep hanging out, Michael, my partner, and I will be leading another live event on a different Zoom link tomorrow at 11 Pacific Standard Time. So what we're
Cool.
doing on those calls is mainly encouraging people with tapping, answering questions people may have. And if you're new to the 30-day challenge, it's okay. You can still come anytime. We're really just to be of service to all of you. Bedtime. Tyson's ready for bed. You took a nap to stay up for us. So thank you for being here. And please share. This is going to be on my YouTube channel. So please feel free to share this with anyone you want who needs support right now, you know, and I'll be doing more of these. I'm probably going to do some like location specific events for the places and areas where things have been happening to kind of help people. So send them my way if there's people you know who could use or benefit from this work. And please feel free to share your comments in the comment space about your experience, because that will help more people find this work and utilize it. And like, follow, subscribe, all those things that they say on YouTube videos. Please do them, because then this work can get to more people. So I send you so much love from my heart and gratitude, and thanks for your work and your service. I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but every point of view that we shift or let go of that's been stuck actually allows 30,000 other people to shift to. So
Wow.
It's because
think about,
when we're experiencing something, we can be assured that it's a experience that exists within the collective, and there's many other people that are experiencing the same thing. And so, but a lot of people are just being bombarded by it and don't see it. So when you're aware and clear it, then you're helping a lot of other people clear through the collective.
yeah, yeah, it's so freaking cool. It never grows old for me. It's always a gift. So,
That's
and I
why I
just want,
say the best thing, the if you want to change the world, the start with yourself.
right. And there's a reason for that. Yeah,
Yep.
the interconnection of us all. Oh, and there's a huge planetary alignment coming January 25th. My other astrology hat on. So that basically means that 5 planets are going to be lined up one after the other. So they're going to be in the signs that are directly after each other, all next to each other. 5 planets on January 25th lined up. That means they'll be activating the same hemisphere in your astrology chart. Depending on your astrology chart, it will either be the upper half or the lower half, or maybe one on the side. So very
Cool.
interesting. Good
Super
time to
cool.
get astrology chart readings.
That's
That's
why
for sure.
everything's wacky and weird, and so many people are like, "I'm in a funk. I'm in such a funk." So many
Well,
people.
a lot of it is thought and resistance.
Mm.
So if anything is happening that people are in resistance to on a large scale, and I can't imagine what that might be, then that resistance is creating all kinds of chaos, because life is flow, right?
Yeah.
That's what life is. And so if we put up a wall, ugh,
Mm.
ugh, 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 that's what the feeling is,
Hmm.
right? And that's why the whole like letting yourself surrender to what is, if you can't change it, is really important. Or finding the gold. How can you find the gold right now? Right? And the love. And know that everything is truly working out for us, because the universe is always looking out for us and for our highest. So can we trust a little more? Can we surrender a little more? Can we do some more land clearing and energy clearing a little more? You don't, if a lot of people are feeling bad, you don't have to join them. But if they are, know that it's going to be affecting you and you're going to have to do more to get away from the sucking, pulling down energy that happens when a lot of people are in the same state. Herd mentality, right? Is real.
Yep.
So do your land clearing. This is why this is really important right now, because a lot of people are going through a funk. So you clear your land, clear your property, clear your town, and guess what? It won't be affecting you as much because you'll have cleared it. And we have permission to do this. So anyways,
Thanks.
enjoy.
Thank you.
Use it. Love it. And let me know how it goes for you all. Right? And I'm going to just share one more time the process. Thanks, Magali. I love those hearts. The process on the screen. These are the basics. Oh, okay. The basic steps. So if anyone missed them, they can just screenshot them. I know. It's a lot of energy, isn't it? Just putting that process on the screen, we all start yawning. Thank you, elementals. Thank you, Devas. Thank you, angels. Thank you, sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ascended masters and God realized beings. May all of you be blessed. May all of you be cleansed and purified and filled with love and light. And may the effect of the world wash off, rinse off, slough off of you. And you be filled with pure golden love and light to shine like the lighthouse that you are. You guys are awesome. So good to see you all here. All right.
It was good to be here.
Good. Good. I think you all are going to sleep really well.
Yeah, I feel it.
It will turn midnight here.
Oh.
2 hours ahead.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Way cool. Thank you for joining me, staying up late. And, big love to everyone out there on YouTube. Hope this helped everyone. And now we can help more people. So thank you, Tyson. Thank you, Magali. Thank you, Jacqueline. And I look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow and more events to come soon. Okay.
Love
Good
you.
night. Good night, Jackie.
Good night.
Good night, guys.